The standing stones of Skyrim are a source of magical powers, which can be transmitted by some worthy individuals. There are 13 stones across the province, and each has its own corresponding Tamrielic constellation carved on the side of the stone. These stones are probably very familiar to most Skyrim players, and some might even remember the effects of every stone. Not me though. Anyway, the stones are fascinating, but they just kinda are there. Rarely nothing too exciting happens around them. Rin's Standing Stones overhaul aims to change this by making the surroundings of every stone more interesting with new structures, enemies and details. Approaching the stones has to be done more carefully now, because there just might be something lurking behind the old monuments. I think even those who have only played Skyrim for 1 short hour have found the Guardian Stones. These stones are the most iconic, with the gorgeous view to Lake Ilinalta. For me, it's hard to see them switched up, to be honest, but this idea of a platform is good, and the added alchemy table is very convenient for new characters. Now you are facing towards Riverwood when choosing a blessing and not Lake Ilinalta. The Lover Stone in the Cliffs of Markarth doesn't look so different when you're up close, but just back off a little and you will see the new grand monuments around it. Now there also lives a lone Hagraven who isn't going to let you near the stone without a fight, and looks like somebody already tried and failed. The Apprentice Stone in the marshes of Hjalmarch is one of my favorites because of the location where it stands. It has been enhanced with additional monuments around it, and also with additional danger. The Atronax Stone stands in the volcanic tundra area of the province. It is less lonely now that bandits have made camp around it and didn't give any mercy to those poor college students who happened to be studying the ancient stone. Now we must avenge them! You can find the latest stone in the middle of the Lake Ilinalta on a beautiful small island. Rin has added a pathway to the stone, as well as a dock for you to leave your boat at. This one is clear from any hostile creatures, but I would advise you to still be mindful of any traps. The Ritual Stone has a great view to the Whiterun Tundra, but the power of the stone might be even greater. It lets you reanimate corpses to fight for you once per day. Rin has added appropriate structures around the stone. You probably don't want to cross the individuals who are showing such interest in it. The Serpent Stone, which might be especially familiar to those who have joined the Stormcloak Rebellion, is visually so much more interesting now with all the added structures around the island on which the stone stands. Everyone wants to become invisible sometimes. To make it happen, just travel to the Shadow Stone in the Rift. Now with an added catacomb and details around the stone, the location feels fresh again and exciting to explore. Once such a plain location, the surroundings of the Steed Stone have gone under a lot of changes. The place looks completely different now with added Nordic tomb remains, and needless to say, it is more dangerous than ever. The Tower Stone is standing on a mountain in the most freezing regions of Skyrim. Rin has thrown this simple environment completely aside and added all these monuments to make it feel like you're dungeon crawling, but outside. After this, reaching the stone feels like a reward. One of the best sunset views to Solitude can be found at the Lord Stone. The mod makes the area around the stone a bit more pronounced and a little bit more realistic, because how do these bandits just live under the sky every night? It makes sense they have built a shelter to keep them safe and warm. Immersion points right there. In conclusion, Rin Standing Stones overhauls all of the standing stones of Skyrim, making these points of interest more interesting. Seemingly small changes and additions to the zone's surroundings add up to the natural experience of exploring Skyrim. You can pick and choose the ones you like, or just download all of them like I did. Rin Standing Stones is available for Skyrim Special Edition and Xbox One. The links to the mod can be found in the description box. See ya!